Well, here we are again. It's the end of May. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is MA Truth, where truth speaks. Whatever time of day it is, wherever you are, it is my sincere and heartfelt prayer that all is well with your soul and for those that you love and that are near and dear to your hearts as well. My, the times that we live in. As my mother would say, critical times, hard to deal with. Truly, these are critical times that we are living in. I, as everyone else, have been going through my own critical challenges. My mom just passed here recently. In fact, she passed Mother's Day weekend that Friday. She transitioned on. I guess Mom said, what, Corona, who? Oh, no, I'm not about to deal with that. I'm out. She was 92 years young, and Mom had been struggling with dementia for a number of years, and it took its toll. However, she transitioned peacefully, which was my heart's desire. And I'm privileged to have shared that part of her journey. You know, it's something when we go through death, or what we are told is death, we as energy and spiritual beings, we are released from the confines of our physical bodies. But that entity, that personality is not gone from us, because they live in our hearts, in our memories, and truthfully around us all the time. So she's here with me right now. And I'm grateful, again, like I said, to have shared that particular experience with her. Not everyone can relate to that, and I'm not trying to minimize anybody's grief. Do I miss her? Of course. I miss her presence. I miss her voice. I miss her touch. Yet she lives. And like I said, I'm glad to have enjoyed that experience with her. But my mom, had she been cognizant, she would have said, just like I just said, Corona, who? Who? Oh, hell no. Not about to deal with that. I'm out. And as we've watched over the past weeks, we've had many of our elders transition on. They're out of here. They're sick of the foolishness, the mayhem, and all this other stuff, strife that we go through. You know, just like with anything in our daily lives, it's how we respond to situations that actually develop our character and open our eyes and tell us who we really are as people, as individuals. We all, I think, are pretty much aware of the fact that we have an individual who sits in a position of power and authority, such as it is in the White House. This is an individual who is devoid of empathy, who is devoid of common sense. As the old folks would say, mother wit. He has none. Tragically, to add insult to injury, does not care to gain any wisdom. He speaks out of his behind and thinks out the same. I would hope that those who have voiced their displeasure with the choices that we have for the upcoming election, I've read as well as viewed on YouTube and Instagram and the other social media platforms that we have. There are some who are in our entertainment industry who have taken, taken the attitude that, well, I'm not going to vote for former Vice President Biden, because he hasn't done this and he hasn't done that. Okay, what have you done? No vote, in my opinion, and let me make this abundantly clear. This is my platform. I speak my opinion, my truth as I view it to be. Everyone has an opinion. I'm not asking or seeking anyone to necessarily agree with mine. What I do ask is that you put on your thinking caps and do that. Think critically. Think. Don't just take what someone says and spoon feeds it to you and just take it at face value. Research everything. Like I said, you may not agree with me, and that's okay. You don't have to. But don't come at me all nasty and stuff, because that's not what we're doing here. I'm just sharing my thoughts, my feelings, my expressions. If some wisdom pearl drops out of that for anyone who has an ear to hear, amen, hallelujah, and all that other good stuff. Now back to what I was saying before. Those who feel that, voting for Vice President Biden is not, they're not going to do that, I would implore you to think of the alternative. If you don't vote, you're leaving the door wide open for 45 to come back in. However, in my spirit, I believe that the man will be moved on his way. He needs to be. Those individuals that put him in office, voting for an individual who has no governmental experience. He's a showman. He's a manipulator. And he manipulated many. And he's still manipulating many with his lies. There's, at no time, this man has opened his mouth and spoken of fact. He twists everything. See, when you got a twisted mind, you twist the crap that comes out your mouth. Fact checking. He doesn't want anybody to check him because you're a liar. 45. You lie. You're not the father of lies, but you're the son of the father of lies. Okay, that's my opinion. And I say to those who, are thinking that that they want to vote for someone other than the one that is going to represent us, or who has been more or less put in the spotlight to represent us. Please don't fuck this up. Because voting for somebody other than, from my perspective, Joe Biden, is the pathway to hell in a handbasket. We have someone in the office now who despises, with his racism and his racial bias, he despises everything that former President Obama has done. He has torn it down brick by brick, pretty much. All because he doesn't like this black man who happens to be a successful person. Well educated, well spoken. Now we have a babbling fool. Okay? A fool. He doesn't even have the vocabulary of a 5-year-old in many instances. Everything is wonderful, it's beautiful, No, it ain't. shows no empathy. Please do not let this fool back in office because you're too lazy to put someone in there who has the experience and the context to make things better. I would ask you to think about that. As for what we are going through regarding this coronavirus, there are so many thoughts on this particular subject. And as with most things that come to us nowadays, I believe, is manipulation. I believe this thing it is a virus. It is one of the viruses, from what I've been reading, that is associated with MERS and SARS. It is a respiratory virus. It is an enhanced form of pneumonia, for lack of a better way to describe it. That's the way I can relate to it, as an enhanced form of pneumonia. I think that the virus was manipulated, and I think it got away from those that were in the process of developing it further, militarizing pretty much the virus. So we need to be thinking, about those that do these types of things. Movies that come out, how many movies have there been about viruses affecting the population of the world? Okay. That's not fantasy. That's built on something. That idea came from somewhere. And it's proven itself to be true. Unfortunately. Do we know how to fight this? No. The things that we're being told to do, social distancing and wearing a mask when you're in, public arenas with people, do what you can do, okay? Do what you can do. But do your own personal due diligence and find out as much as you can about the origins of this. Look at more than one resource. Look at the science behind it. And check it out. See what it's really about. Population control? Yep. I would say so. I would say population control. Getting rid of the weakest and the poorest amongst us? Yeah, I'd say that's a part of it too. And remember the lies that have been told us. Remember, those who have sat or who sit in positions of authority at the highest level have lied to us, the populace. They've lied to us. They've been lying all along, but it's been taken to a whole new level now. Everyone can get tested. That's a lie. The PPE equipment that was supposed to have been sent to the hospitals and such by our government wasn't. And the hubris of these people to walk around and tell the populace what to do and not do it themselves. I don't want to see anyone sick and come down with the ravages of this particular disease. Nobody should have to go through that. Just keep in mind that those who, like I said, sit in positions of power are not doing what they're telling us to do. What else can we talk about? Well, In every situation where there's a downside, there's an upside. And we've been given a couple of months vacation for the most part. And honestly, I think that has been a good thing because it has allowed families to come together and learn to value each other. Do we get on each other's nerves? Hell yes. Yes. I share space with my daughter and her 2-year-old, my grandson, and my crazy ass dog. Do they drive me crazy? Yes. 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 Every day the little person gets up and there's a little song that he likes to play on his little YouTube thing. And it's a cute kid song. But it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to hear happy, happy, happy. I'm not awake yet. I don't know if I'm happy or anything else for that matter. Turn that shit off. But I'm trying to be, the good Grammy and allow the little person to develop, be a kid. But I don't want to hear happy song. I'm tired of hearing the shark song. For you young parents out here, y'all kids play the shark song. Tired of the shark song. And head, shoulders, knees, and toes. That's another one. I can do the head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I'm that flexible. I don't want to hear it every day, 10 hours a day. Don't want to do that. It's not my idea of fun. Like I was saying, though, it's we have an opportunity to engage with our household. For those who are with their husbands, wives, sons, daughters, mothers, fathers, whatever. Take this time to enjoy each other because time as we know it to be is extremely short. And like I said, this is when we should reconnect. And reconnect with yourself. Take some me time, Yeah, go outside. Hug a tree. Sit on the ground. Get reconnected to nature. Listen to what Mother Gaia is trying to tell you. Listen to what the Great Spirit is saying. Listen, meditate, ground yourself, and clean out your personal closet. That inside stuff, that garbage that we hold within ourselves, this racial bullshit, these biases, all this stuff we've been indoctrinated with all of our days. Get it out. Get rid of it. It doesn't serve you. If it does not serve your higher good, it's no good. Right? Now, I want to bring up this issue that we as the citizens of the United States are faced with every day, yet it has made national news again, the killing of this man. Why does it take, and I wish somebody could answer this, why
Meet the world's
does
first
it
apple
take?
cider vinegar gummy, the Goli Gummy.
Well,
Strengthens your immune
excuse me.
system, helps manage weight.
I don't know how that came on. Excuse me. Oh, I guess I've got my laptop on my lap, and my little fat belly pushed the button. Excuse me. The murder of this man by these police officers. When does this shit stop? When does this stop? And why does there need to be an investigation, which the film shows you The video shows you exactly what happened. We have to, ain't shit to investigate. The cop had his knee on the man's neck, and you could hear him saying, "I can't breathe, sir." He even said, "sir," and then he said, "officer." Man is pleading for his life. But you kill him purposely. You kill him. You went and get the man out of his car, or the car that he was sitting in. And then there's more than one angle on this thing. Then you walk his ass across the street. You did something to him as you walked him up to the squad car, because you saw him go down. So I'm thinking somebody kicked him, kneed him, and he went down. And then that's when this other bastard put his knee on that man's neck. And you could see him applying pressure. That's murder. Should they have been fired from their jobs? Absolutely. But hey, in the process of firing their ass, you should have locked every one of them up. Because the one who did the act of actually taking that man's life, the other three were complicit because they didn't stop him. What the hell is going on? How many more decades of this bullshit do we as people of color have to put up with this? Systemic racism is built into the laws and bylaws of this country. That was, and I know some people don't like me to say it. I don't give a fuck. Foreigners running from their country of origin, getting away from the abuses of their king, come across the sea and invade another country. Okay, what? Come on now. And they've been here with their knees on the necks of the indigenous people of this land since they arrived. Think about it. This shit ain't new. However, it's about to stop. And it needs to. It needs to. I'm going to let it go right here because I want that to marinate a little bit. I want that to, kind of just sit there and simmer for a minute. Have a good day. This is M.A. Truth. And yes, I am still clothed in my right mind with the full activities of my limbs. Truth speaks. Out.